Hey you guys, hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I haven't really covered this topic, but I started reading a lot about it lately, and I've actually been wanting to cover it. There's been like a lot of news coming out lately about the Alec Baldwin and Halyna Hutchins her estate settlement. How her first off, Alec Baldwin, whether or not he was going to be prosecuted for shooting and killing Halyna Hutchins. Um, like they've been trying to distinguish what would happen with that. We're going to talk about that later. But first, I wanted to talk about Alec Baldwin and Halyna Hutchinson's estate settled their dispute, and production on the movie will resume in January 2023. So Alec Baldwin and the estate of Halyna Hutchins has settled their dispute after nearly a year of investigation and heartache. As you guys may recall, if you remember when this happened, Hutchins died on the set of Alec Baldwin's Western film called Rust when Alec Baldwin accidentally fired a Colt 45 revolver that was supposed to be a cold gun. So, from my understanding, obviously he was supposed to be using it, but it was more, it wasn't supposed to be loaded. Like, it was supposed to have like blanks, from my understanding. Tragically, the discharge from the weapon struck Hutchins, and she passed away shortly after that. So, Matthew Hutchins, which is the husband of Halyna, he made a statement this morning saying, "We have reached a settlement subject to court approval for the wrongful death case against the producers of Rust, including Alec Baldwin and Rust Movie Productions, LLC. As part of that settlement, our case will be dismissed. I have no interest in engaging in recriminations or attribution of blame to the producers or to Mr. Baldwin. All of us believe Halyna's death was a terrible accident. I'm grateful that the producers and the entertainment community have come together to pay tribute to Halyna's final work. Under the settlement, Halyna's husband, Matthew, will receive an executive producer credit on the film. Production will resume on the what I guess some would call the Cursed Project in January 2023, with principal players returning. So a part of that settlement was that Halyna's husband, Matthew, would serve as executive producer. Reports indicate that Alec got in front of the situation pretty early after this incident took place, offering to compensate Halyna's husband before things could really escalate. Baldwin planned to repay the Hutchins through insurance and portions of the film's earnings. Alec Baldwin wanted to settle early because an actor in the movie was in danger of aging out of the role. So, from my understanding, they could not resume production until this was squared away, until this lawsuit was settled. So, the longer that it went on, obviously he would continue to get older, and then he could age out of the role and no longer be able to be in this role. So he wanted to get in front of it. He tried to compensate early, to try to nip this in the bud before it, took too long. Alec's attorney said, throughout this difficult process, everyone has maintained the specific desire to do what is best for Halyna's son. We are grateful to everyone who contributed to the resolution of this tragic and painful situation. Rust director Joel Souza, who was also injured, he was shot in the shoulder. Those of us also put out a statement saying those of us who were lucky enough to have spent time with Halyna knew her to be exceedingly talented, kind, creative, and a source of incredible positive energy. I only wish the world would have gotten to know her under different circumstances, as it truly would have been through her amazing work. In my own attempts to heal, any decision to return to finish directing the film could only make sense for me if it was done with the involvement of Matt and the Hutchins family. Though certainly bittersweet, I am pleased that together we will now complete what Halyna and I started. My every effort on this film will be devoted to honoring Halyna's legacy and making her proud. It is a privilege to see this through on her behalf. Aspects of the incident still hang in the balance, including whether or not prosecutors in New Mexico will charge Alec and the other crew members with more involvement in this tragedy. I'll talk more about that as well, but Alec also put out a statement as well. Let me find that statement. You guys give me just a second. I had it up, but now I can't find it. All right, well. All right, we'll go over what's being said about Alec facing criminal charges. Even though there is a settlement, he could potentially face criminal charges. The DA says that no one is above the law. So Alec Baldwin, along with Russ Producers, reached a settlement in the wrongful death lawsuit filed by the family of cinematographer Halyna Hutchins, but the New Mexico District Attorney's Office announced Wednesday that the proposed agreement will have no impact on their investigation and filing possible charges in this case. Um, let's see. Heath Brewer, who is a spokesperson for the office of the first judicial district attorney in the state of New Mexico, told Fox News the proposed settlement announced today in Matthew Hutchins' wrongful death case against Russ movie producers, including Alec Baldwin, in the death of Halyna Hutchins, will have no impact on the DA Mark Kermack Atwie's ongoing investigation or her ultimate decision whether to file criminal charges in this case. Not Mark Mary. When civil suits are privately settled and often involve financial awards, criminal cases deal only in facts. If the facts and evidence warrant criminal charges under New Mexico law, then charges will be brought. No one is above the law. So, like I said, she was killed on the New Mexico set of the Western film Rust. Director Joel Souza was wounded when by a bullet when live ammunition was accidentally loaded into the weapon fired by Alec while rehearsing a scene in a church. The actor has since denied that he pulled the trigger of the gun, but from my understanding, like, forensics say that the trigger was in fact pulled, from what I understand. Right, the criminal case is definitely still happening. Um, So they added that there is no set timeline for the DA to make a decision on whether to file charges. They say the DA is awaiting the final report from the Santa Fe County Sheriff. Once she receives the report, the DA and her team of professional attorneys and investigators will carefully review all of the material provided. The DA's priority will be upholding the integrity of the process and ensuring that, like any other case she handles, the investigation is held to the highest standards. So Alec Baldwin's statement says, "We are pleased to announce today the settlement of the civil case filed on behalf of the family of cinematographer Halyna Hutchins. Throughout this difficult process, everyone has maintained the specific desire to do what is best for Halyna's son. We are grateful to everyone who contributed to the resolution of this tragic and painful situation." The wrongful death lawsuit previously obtained by Fox News Digital was filed by the estate of Hutchins on February 15th. So that was a pretty quick, in my opinion, that was a pretty quick, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. I mean, 8 months, about 8 months. I think that was pretty quick. Usually lawsuits can take years. The lawsuit named Alec Baldwin and others who are responsible for the safety on the set and called out reckless behavior and cost cutting that led to the death of Halyna, according to Matthew Hutchins' lawyer. Assistant director David Hall's production company's Armor, Hannah Reed, and producers were also named in that lawsuit. The shooting was ruled an accident by New Mexico's Office of the Medical investigator after the completion of cinematographer Hutchins' autopsy and a review of law enforcement reports from the fatal incident on October 21st. The medical investigator's report was made public by the Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office in addition to FBI records collected from the weapon and ammunition used on the set. The DA specifically named Baldwin in her request for emergency funding to prosecute the case recently. So yeah, there was reports recently that the DA actually requested funds to move forward with this case, to possibly prosecute Alec Baldwin. The DA further claims she anticipates prosecuting up to 4 people who were on the set at Bonanza Creek Ranch. So obviously, I think it was an accident. I mean, I don't think he intentionally shot someone. Unfortunately, even accidents go punished most of the time. You know, if you accidentally go over the speed limit and you get pulled over, you can get a ticket. If you are backing out of your driveway and there's a kid back there and you don't know, I mean, manslaughter, that's like accidental, you know. So unfortunately, even accidental situations can be crimes, even if you don't mean to do it. Now, I obviously think punishment for an accident should not be the same as punishment for something that you intend to do. If you walk up to someone and you shoot them intentionally with the thought of, I'm going to shoot you, yes, an accident, but negligence. He's responsible as a shooter and the producer. So, yeah, I mean, obviously some punishment. This is costing him financially, obviously. He's having to pay for this. He is having to, you know, something does not sit well with Alec in many of his previous statements. Oh, wow, really? See, I've never really kept up with him that much. Now, I do remember when he cursed his daughter and called her like a pig or something like that, and that was wild to me. I did see photos of him like outside on set the day that it happened, where it looked like he was like throwing up, like he was like a mess. They said when it happened that when he pointed and it fired, they said that he yelled, "What the F just happened?" Like, obviously he was shocked. But I mean, a family lost their family member. A child lost his mom, you know, so yeah, if I'm texting and driving and get into an accident, someone dies, yeah, am I not responsible? You are absolutely responsible, yeah. Yeah, you're definitely responsible because texting and driving is against the law, you know. So if you do something that is against the law, and if you kill someone in any way, whether it be accident or not, you are still responsible for taking that person's life. Now, like I said, if you walk up to someone and you shoot them in the face, that's one thing. Obviously, I think you should automatically go to jail and your sentence should be life. I mean, if you walk up to someone and you shoot them. Now, if you accidentally shoot someone, you know, I mean, that's happened out here, people hunting, where my uncle actually did that one time. He was in a stand and someone was walking through when it was kind of far off and he shot. And he shot someone thinking that it was like a deer out there. And thankfully the person made it, you know. Yeah. That's what they're saying too. Yeah, they're saying that like they wasn't following guidelines, they were cutting corners to save money. That's what they are saying. Definitely think it was tragic. I think whoever's in charge of gun ammunition is responsible for him. Um, she was writing a book. I have no idea. I haven't heard that. I feel like as her husband, if if that was my hubby and he was writing a book to expose pedos in Hollywood, and then he accidentally got shot on set, I would automatically think something's up with this, and I would not work on the film with them. I would not be okay with them. I mean, he even was like, I'm not here to lay blame on any, like after they settled, he's like, I'm not laying blame on them. I'm going to now be executive producer. So that would be wild. Like I would not at all. Let's see what it says about this. Was Halyna Hutchins' next project sex trafficking documentary? Was Halyna Hutchins' next project a sex trafficking documentary? Several pieces of disinformation were circulating in the wake of the filmmaker's death. Before her untimely death on the movie set in October 2021, cinematographer Halyna Hutchins was scheduled to start working on a documentary about Hollywood pedophile rings. That's the claim. That's what they're saying. Now, this is an article, so, you know, anybody could put this article out there. It says it's false. I'm going to look more into this. The death of Halyna Hutchins, the director of photography who was fatally shot on the set of the movie Rust when a prop gun misfired, has been the source of a number of conspiratorial and false rumors. Doctored images designed to look like news articles falsely claimed the actor Alec Baldwin was ranting about former President Donald Trump when the gun fired. Wait, what? Doctored images designed to look like news articles falsely claimed that actor Alec Baldwin was ranting about former President Donald Trump when the gun fired, and a fake tweet circulated supposedly showing a message from Hutchins about Hillary Clinton. On October 24, 2021, a fake news article was published claiming that Hutchins was scheduled to make a documentary about Hollywood pedophile rings. The article was published by website worldgreatnews.com. This is not a genuine news website. Rather, this is a fake news generator that allows users to make up their own headlines, write their own fake news items, and then publish them alongside the logos of genuine news organizations. Here's a screenshot of WGN's fake news creator page. While there's no truth to the story, and while it originated with a fake news generator, it still picked up traction on social media, where it was presented with factual news items. This false rumor about Hutchins is part of a larger conspiracy theory holding that there is a vast pedophile ring that involves major Hollywood players like Tom Hanks, as well as the company's mainstream media, liberal politicians, random bystanders, and just anyone who has voiced opposition to former U.S. President Donald Trump. This conspiracy theory has led to dozens of pieces of misinformation. For example, contrary to what has been claimed, Hillary Clinton was not convicted of child sex trafficking. Not yet. No, I'm just kidding. I saw that, Lisa. I saw that. I actually saw where 7M has responded as well. Um, Hours early, the cast walked out of set because of the security issue with the gun. I did see that as well. I did see that as well. What if he was paid to do it or something, or had the movie made it like an X? I don't know. They're saying this was generated, and I have seen one of these. Right now, the DA is looking, if they move forward, she is looking at charging a total of 4 people from what it said. Disney did not acquire Pornhub. Wayfair is not trafficking children in overpriced cabinets. I don't know. I read about that one, and that one's funky. Like if you look into the Wayfair and how they're selling like this dresser for like one price, but another dresser, which is named after a missing child, at a much larger price. I believe what you want, but she's not the only one who's been killed. Of course, they're going to say it's not true. Exactly why the list has never been showed. No, I'm not saying I believe that. It's the first thing that popped up when I looked it up, you know. I could be somewhat of a conspiracy theorist myself, my husband as well. So the Wayfair thing, definitely wild. I was like, what? That's weird. Like, why would they sell this dresser named, I don't know, missing person X, you know? Why would they sell that dresser for $13,000, but then another one identical to it for $300? And the one that's for $13,000 is literally named after a missing child. And like the item number is like the date that the girl went missing. It's really weird. Yeah, they say Anne Heche was working on a documentary as well. So I'm not saying I don't believe it. I'm just saying they're saying it's fake. And I have seen those news generator websites, because one went around on Facebook a while back. It was not long after my arrest. It was about 4 months after my arrest that I know it's really creepy. So about 3 months after my arrest, one of those generator sites got shared on Facebook. So I clicked on it, and I like put in a little something something, and it generated this whole story, and I shared it to my Facebook. And some of my followers who were on my Facebook then was like, "Ooh, like the other YouTuber's gonna like run with this story," and I was like, "Let her," because everyone was doing this, at the time, everybody on Facebook, anyways. So I know those sites exist where you can type things in and it generates its own story, and that's what they're saying this is. I'm not sure, but it would absolutely make me wonder. Okay, Matthew, her husband, if he knows that that's what she was working on, I would definitely be suspicious. Like, if my wife is working on a film that is about to expose Hollywood pedos, and then she gets killed by accident, I would be raising my eyebrow at people. You know what I'm saying? So Wayfair, definitely, yes, Wayfair. I've heard about that one, and it's convincing. I'm not gonna lie, it's very convincing. Also, would you guys like for me to go over the new documents filed? Let me know if you guys want me to do another live in a little bit to go over what 7M filed, because from my understanding, 7M, they filed as well. They saw what Cate was saying, and they filed basically saying their filing is not moot. So you guys just let me know if you guys want me to cover that. I always want to ask you guys, because I wonder sometimes if some of those marketing terms are on some type of drugs with the idiotic things they come up with to say. It's very strange. It's very strange. I'm trying to find the video that I watched about it a while back. I thought it was like a salon video, where it was like, I was like, oh my goodness, that makes so much sense. Literally, like, it would have like a dresser named after a female that went missing, and the item number was the date that she went missing. Like today's date, say a girl named Samantha goes missing today, like, and she's 12, right? It would be like item number 12, Samantha W, and her last name is like Wild, Samantha Wild, and she's 12. Item number 12, Samantha W, who went missing today, like item number, I don't know, like 1052022 for like $13,000. You know what I'm saying? It's like really wild. So here it is. This is this long video is like 18 minutes long. I think this is the one that I watched. I'm gonna share it. You guys watch it. I'll put it in. I've been trying to keep up with this situation, just because it's a real like tragedy. This woman was a very talented woman, and she left behind a son, from my understanding, who's like not very old, like not even in his teens, I don't think. So it's very sad, and now they're trying to figure out, if they're going to charge Alec, if they're going to charge the other people that was involved. Alec was definitely involved. That's very scary. Now, I think it was ruled that the trigger had to have been pulled, and he said he didn't pull the trigger. But I'm going to go ahead and end this one out. I'm going to keep you guys up to date on this. The settlement was settled. So I'm sure her family hopefully got enough money to, put money aside for her kid for college and to take care of him. Either way, no amount of money brings your loved one back. So there's nothing that you could ever do to make that right. But they're moving forward with the movie. We will find out hopefully in the next few weeks what the DA decides to do. I will be back here in about an hour. I got to get the documents, the 7 a.m. documents, but we'll be back in about an hour to cover that. So you guys join me back here in about an hour. Also, we have a member stream tonight. So you guys don't forget about that. That members link is posted on the community tab. I got to go tinkle. So I'll see you guys back here in about an hour. You guys leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you guys believe that, Alec had something to do with this, and that Halyna Hutchins was about to kind of blow the lid off what goes on in Hollywood with the pedophiles? Leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. Give this video a huge thumbs up, and I'll see you guys back here in about an hour. Bye, everyone.